Guys, I had a very important topic that I wanted to speak on my live last night, but I didn't get a chance to. So here I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I've learned through my experience in my spiritual journey. Okay, I've been through this myself, so if you're going through it, just know you're not crazy, and this is what's happening. Okay, the topic is how evil spirits attack you. Okay, and they attack you in many forms: mentally, physically, emotionally. Okay, rule number one: remember they attack you through your mind. That's rule number one. Arguing with them about what is good and bad will do you no justice. Your job isn't to tell them that they are bad. Your job is to not let them make you bad. Rule number two: you never fight evil with evil. You simply respond with God is all and love is light. And do not try and pervert me. Whatever good beliefs you have, that is the main thing they use against you. Whatever you love the most is what they'll use against you. So if you love happiness, if you love children, if you love somebody who passed away, they'll use them to trick you in your mind and make you believe that this is what's really going on, that's what's really going on. They play on your emotions. So they love people who are depressed, they love people who have high anxiety, they love people who overeat, they love people with addictions, because there are different types of spirits. They carry whatever physical ailment you have, they play on that. So if your back hurts, they'll keep saying my back hurts, and make you believe that it hurts more and more and more. Like I said, they attack you through your mind. They can hear your thoughts. All of your thoughts affect everything. So if you're thinking negative, they feed on that. That's their food. So if you keep thinking the way you're thinking, you're feeding them. Just think of it that way. Every time you give them what they want, 1 point for them, and the good guys are like, no, don't do that. So that's why you have to control your emotions and control your thoughts. Rule number three: your biggest fear is their favorite tool. They feed off depression, delusions, jealousy, envy, hate, anger, sadness, and addictions. That's their food. Addictions of all kinds. When you indulge, you feed them with you. Okay, so if you overindulge in food, you overindulge in drugs, like no matter what, they're just gonna feed off you. And that's a rule. And this is what they really do. And this is not a joke. I've been through this myself. Rule number four: they put their thoughts and feelings into you. Because as soon as you think that they're your thoughts, God can't fight it off. So what happens is, if you take their thoughts and make them your own, which is they'll say like, I hate myself, and you start to believe that, once their thoughts become yours, God can't fight that off. So you need to fight those thoughts off and know that they're not your thoughts. You don't hate yourself. You don't think you're ugly. You don't think you're stupid. You don't think any of that. It's them feeding them into you. Rule number five: when you give them attention and do things like cry, think negative, hate yourself, that's a point for them. And your angels are really sad when that happens. So when you give them those points and you keep giving them that attention, you're basically, when you're feeding those negative thoughts, you are giving evil spirits attention. So they're like around you a lot, like yeah, like she's listening to me. And then your angels, they get quieter and quieter as they try to tell you, no, you love yourself, everything's okay, everything's gonna be okay. They play on that. They love that. So once you start to give them a lot of attention, they get louder and louder. And so now they get louder, you think it's your mind getting louder. You think it's you who hates yourself. You think it's you who wants to kill yourself. You think it's you who's stupid and ugly and depressed and fat and all this useless stuff that is not even real. It's an illusion. Depression: one bad thought and they use it as fuel. If you're depressed and you think, oh, I don't want to live no more, they feed off that. As soon as you say something along those lines, like depression wise, anybody who's had the pleasure of going through depression, you know what the fuck that's like. That shit is not easy to get out of. Once you're in it and you like stay in it, it's easier for them to keep feeding on it. So what you want to do is catch yourself immediately the second you have a bad thought and you start to feel depressed, or you see yourself laying down too much, or you see yourself like overeating, or you're not communicating with people, you're kind of like stuck in the house. Like once you see that happening, you want to change that right away, because then they'll feed off that. That's their fuels. Okay, being sad, they make it 10 times worse. So if you're sad about something, they'll make you feel more and more sad. Like that's their fuel. Drugs and sex is a big way for them to get into you. If you like overindulge in drugs and overindulge in sex, They use these, that is as their depravities. They love it because you're vulnerable at these times. The most times you're vulnerable is when you sleep, you do drugs, because you open your mind to another world, so they can easily get in there. Like if anybody's ever done Molly or ecstasy, you know that you think you're seeing things. You're not. You're actually seeing the other dimensions. So this is why I choose not to do them, because, you know, drugs are great. They feel great, but when you start opening your mind up to those things that you don't understand, they know the spirit world. You don't. So they know how to hurt you and manipulate you, because you're not aware of the tools that they use in the spirit world. You're only aware of how to fix things from here. So they can easily get into you, tap into you, and use everything against you. So you have to be aware, which is why it's good to have a clear mind. That's why people meditate and they gather their thoughts, because when your mind is distracted like that, it's very easy for them to influence you, because you are very vulnerable at these points. Like when you're sad, depressed, and all that, you feel lonely, you angry. All of these are open gateways for them. These are the vulnerable times in your life. So that's why you have to keep your mind and your emotions strong and stable as much as you can. Trust me, you're dealing with somebody who went through the anger problems, went through the drugs, went through the depression, went through all of it. And I had to really, really fight, as you say, my demons in order for me to get my mind emotionally, physically. You have to be physically. Your immune system is important. Like even in this time, like I know everybody's like, oh my God, the coronavirus is killing people. It's killing people because their immune system is weak. So if you have a strong immune system, you know, I've fought some really bad illnesses myself and recovered from them. So it's all due to because I walked and I built my immune system, lots of blueberries, lots of things like that, right? Okay. So anything that makes you vulnerable, they have an opening. They know how your mind works. They can feel and hear your bad thoughts and ignore your good ones. So to them, you are aware and go on with the bad. You're not focus on the good. And what happens is once you have the bad thoughts, they keep feeding those into your minds, which is why if you have good thoughts, they don't hear that. They don't want to hear that. No, it's good. Everything's happy. They don't want to hear that. So in order for you to fight out the bad thoughts, the thoughts of the positive have to be so powerful. Like they have to keep being in your head. Like that's why I am affirmations are very important. You can put this on YouTube. And put your headphones in and sit down, close your eyes, put a white candle on. Imagine all your bad thoughts and your bad feelings going into that candle. Say, God, please remove any negative thoughts from me. I love myself. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm capable. I'm able. I can resolve any problems. I don't have problems. Life is beautiful. You know, don't fuck bills. Don't think about none of that shit. Look, man, ain't none of that shit gonna come with you anyway. It's just bills, all right? I understand you gotta live. You gotta do what you gotta do, but you gotta understand, the more you think about these negative things, the more they come your way. So if you think, oh, I hate this, I hate that, you're just bringing them right to you. You're just calling them right to you. Anything you do where you focus on that, you're calling it to your intentions. So your intentions have to be set on, I resolve problems easily. I'm going to pay that bill when I get the money. My kids are good kids. And if you keep calling your child bad, you keep saying, oh my God, you're so bad. You tell your kid they're bad. Now they start to believe it. You've been in a relationship, ever been in a manipulative relationship with a narcissist, you know when this person continues to tell you you're no good, you start to believe it. So you have to change that. That has to be changed. Rule number 6, they don't like anything truthful and they want to make you believe lies only. They don't work with truth. They use your truth to get you. So they torture you with anxiety. They tie to your cravings and bad things, and they tie to your cravings. And they torture you with anxiety. Anxiety is straight up tool of the devil. Okay, so like you call it the devil, I call it negative energies. All right. If you want to get more insight on this, there's a thing I watch. It's Off the Left Eye on YouTube, and it's about Swedenborg and life. The book is called Heaven and Hell, that I've been reading for a long time. Okay, and it's called News from Heaven. Off the Left Eye is called How Evil Spirits Attack Us on YouTube. Off the Left Eye, News from Heaven. Even if something you do is bad, but you truly believe it is good, they will make you feel guilty and wrong. Your intentions are what determine who you really are. So even when you're doing something and you think you're doing something good, but really it's not good, but you really believe in your heart what you're doing is the right thing, God works with your heart's intentions. So if you do things out of the kindness of your heart and you think it's good, but it ends up being bad, and then you're like, I'm so stupid, I can't believe I did this. Guilt is another huge thing they work with. They love when we feel guilty about shit, because guess what? If we can't forgive ourselves, then what happens? We carry that guilt, we carry that hate with us forever. So that's why forgiveness is number one. Spirit always tells me forgiveness is the number one tool that will get you through this life and the past life and the life before you and the next life over. Okay, so you got to get rid of the guilt, get rid of the shame, get rid of the anger, get rid of the pain. Try to control your emotions. Meditation is it's prayer, basically. That's what it is. It's you sit down, you pray. I talk to God when I meditate. I'm not talking to something else. I'm talking to God. I will sit for 20-30 minutes a day, morning or night, and I'll light a white candle and I'll sit in a quiet place where I could find my time. If you have to, tell everyone, please, I need 10-15 minutes. Go in the room. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, because I got mad shit going on here. I'm helping people, doing this, doing that. I still find the time to meditate. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. You ain't got time to meditate. You ain't got time to eat healthy. Healthy food's expensive. Look, they got frozen fruits for like $6. You take that, you chop it up, whatever, and you put it in a drink. You drink it, you eat it, whatever. If you don't like regular fruits, make it creative. Come creative with it. Get your immune system right. Get your mind, body, and soul right. And my left ear is ringing right now, so that's good. So I just want you guys to know. So if you're feeling sadness, depression, you're overeating, you're indulging in drugs, you have sex with random people, and it doesn't feel right after, this is all because these are ways for them to grab you when you're the most vulnerable. Okay, when someone just passes away, they like to come and make you feel sadder. When these are times that you need to be the strongest, is when you're at your most vulnerable state. Okay, for women that just had children, that's a big, huge time for them to come in. They did it to me. I had postpartum depression, and I was very depressed the first 2 years I had my daughter. Even though I was happy with my child, I was feeling depression, and I was not able to control my depression like the way I was feeling. I didn't know what was wrong with me. That's because your mind, body, and state, you're in a vulnerable state. Your body's not 100%, your mind's not 100%. This is why people meditate. When you start to think positive, okay? The secrets of the Illuminati, the Freemasons, is that they don't let shit bother them, okay? You ever heard the saying, ignorance is bliss? To a certain degree, ignorance is bliss to a lot of people, because they're just whatever. That's why the earth is doing what it's doing right now. It's giving us all a moment to sit with self and realize, like, wait, what's important to me? They're scaring the shit out of us with a very serious flu that will kill someone who is not strong mentally, spiritually, and physically. Yes, it will. But if you feel that you're not there, you can work on that. This is your time to work on that. This is your time to take care of yourself, to find some self-care. We're so busy running around that we don't realize that the whole point of this whole thing is for us to really get to know ourselves and what can we do for the betterment of mankind. So I just wanted you guys to know, you're not crazy, you're not depressed, you're not sad, you're not none of that. These are how you call evil spirits, I call negative energies, and they are taking full advantage of you. And if I were you, I would stop right now. Stop letting them, because the way I look at it, whenever a negative thought comes into my head, I imagine my father who passed away, or my grandmother, or somebody, angels on my right side, and I imagine the bad guys on my left. So anytime I feel like I got a bad negative thought, I see the bad guys celebrating, and they're laughing at the people that passed on, my good guys. They're laughing at them, ha ha, she's crying. So I don't give them that pleasure, okay? I give them love and light. I respect. I understand that's their job too. They have a job too, and that's to try to make us miserable. Listen, they can't, some of them don't want to be in that position, but that's where they are, and that's why you have to understand the bad and the good both have a position to play. Don't judge nobody. Don't ever compare. Don't ever, try to fix it. All you do is fix yourself. When you fix yourself and you work on yourself, I can promise you the things that will come to you, if you just stop believing the lies, they're not yours. You are not depressed. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are confident. You are capable. You can resolve any problem, any issue. Ask your spirit guides, your angels, your loved ones, and your ancestors to help you. Please help me release this tension. Break all chains for me. Put on a prayer. Listen to it. Do something. This is the time for you to shift yourself. You can do this. If I can do this, Anyone can, because I was definitely playing with the evils a lot. So now I'm not perfect, but I'm getting very close to my perfection, how I see myself. And you can do the same thing. Remember, there are tools they use against you. Remember, you're not crazy. Remember, you do know what you're talking about. And anybody who is crazy, they don't know they're crazy. They're just crazy. So you're not crazy. Everything's going to be okay. Focus, meditate. I love you. Love and light to you all. God bless everybody.